Hello and welcome to your practice. My name's Sophie and today we're doing a strong, functional, dynamic Vinyasa flow. We are going to get started in toes pose. So the toes are tucked underneath of you, and if you want, you can spread out those toes even more. If this is uncomfortable for your feet, I would recommend trying to do it for a little bit, but you can always come off of the toes and sit with your toes untucked underneath of you. So reach your arms up and grab onto your elbows. Make a frame around your head. It's okay if you're holding onto your wrists. Some of us need to do that in order to reach the arms here. Take a breath in and out. One more time like that. Breathe in and breathe out. See if you can reach your arms up a little higher. Maybe you're wiggling into this reach. Well, you're still holding onto your wrists or elbows. And then take a side bend to the right so it comes from a lot of height and then you bend, flaring open the left side of the rib cage. Kind of like gills opening up. Then come back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Soften the space underneath your chin, around the neck, and let the breath flow in and out. Come back up to center, and then take a twist to your right now. So it's going to feel like a small twist. Your chin is aligned right over your chest. And come back to center and take a twist to the left. And after this, we'll let our arms down. So take another breath or two here with me. Come back to center and release your arms down. Shake it out. Then bring your fingertips to the ground and lift your knees up and round. Maybe you lift your heels as high as you can. There's really no right or wrong alignment here. Just do something that feels good in your little ball. Bring your knees back down to the ground. Plant your hands down on the ground. Untuck your toes, and if you'd like to tap out your feet, you're welcome to do that. Extend your right leg straight back behind you and press back through your right heel. Keep the core engaged. Press firmly into the ground with your hands with the fingers spread wide. Good. Lift your right leg up so you're in a one-legged tabletop. Bend your right knee and then turn your left foot out to the left so that you can open up into a kind of a half moon, but your right knee is bent. So you can feel your right glutes engage. With your right hand, grab onto your right foot. So you're reaching back and you're kicking. Kick the foot into the hand. You can experiment with having the grip, with like your grip of your hand being on the toe, big toe side or the pinky toe side of your foot. What feels best for you? Then re-extend your leg or extend your leg for the first time here. Set your right foot down onto the ground and reach your right arm over your ear for a nice side bend through the right side. Lift your right leg back up. Come back into a one-legged tabletop and step your right foot outside of your right hand into lizard. So slide the back leg back. You can keep the back knee down on the ground, untuck the back toes, and rock a bit side to side. Then rise up onto your fingertips. Broaden your chest. Kind of like a sea lion broadening its chest. And then straighten out your right leg as you shift back, flex your foot. And again, inhale, shift forward, broad chest. Exhale, shift back. If you want, you can round your spine like cat pose. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Once more. Pause here in your straight leg position, half splits. If you're in cat pose, lengthen your spine in your half splits. Maybe you walk your hands forward a little bit more. You can flex and point your right foot a few times, more dynamic, or you can be more static in your stretch, keeping the foot flexed. The breath, though, is always dynamic. And bend, come back into lizard. Tuck your toes and lift your back knee up off of the ground. And step back to one-legged down dog or three-legged down dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip, down dog scorpion. Lower your left elbow to the ground. Let your head hang heavy so your neck can release a little bit. Now re-extend your right leg and square your hips and put your right elbow on the ground also. If it's too much, you can put your right foot down onto the ground. We are in a one-legged dolphin pose. Then set your right foot down if it's not there already. Come into a forearm plank, so you shift forward a bit. Engage your thighs. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips to the ground. Sphinx pose, shoulders back. If you want to do seal, you can lift your elbows up. Then lower your forearms back down to the ground. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up so you're in a forearm plank again. And then bring your right hand to your left elbow so your right forearm is parallel to the front of the mat, and come into a side plank on your forearm. We're keeping this simple. We're just going to hold here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forearm plank. Then rise up onto your hands for a high plank. Take your hands wide. Instead of chaturanga, let's do push-up. We're going to do several. So lower down for push-up and then back up. So your hands are just wider than chaturanga. Again, down and up. Down and up. So we're going for 10 here. So we got 5 more. Keep going until you get to 10. And then set your knees on the ground, child's pose. And catching your breath and settling into child's. Knees as wide as you'd like. Use the breath to continue to smooth out the mind. And then make your way back into table. Tuck your toes on your left foot and extend your left leg back. So we're just simply pressing back through the left heel to stretch the left calf muscles. Lift your left leg up. Bend your left knee. Now bring your right foot over to the right so you can make your way into your modified side plank, kind of half moon shape, but your left knee is bent. See if you can kick your foot a little further back and then reach back and grab onto the foot. And decide, do you want to hold onto the pinky toe side of the foot or the big toe side of the foot? There's no right or wrong. We're really opening the front body. And then extend your left leg and reach your left arm up. Flex your left foot nice and strong. Then slowly set your left foot on the ground. Press into the outer edge of your left foot as you reach your left arm over your ear. Knit the ribs in as you bend here through your side body. Reach the left leg back up as you lift the left arm back up. Then slowly come into a one-legged table and bring your left knee to your left upper arm so you can step your foot through into lizard. Slide your back leg back. Untuck your toes. If you're on a hard surface and your knee gets sensitive on the ground, put something underneath. Put a blanket. Make it comfortable. Then come up onto your fingertips and broaden your chest. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Maybe you round your spine into cat. If when you do that, it's too much on the hamstrings, then just keep your spine long. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift it back. 3 more times. If you're doing those cat-cows, you can think of it as like undulating the spine, moving the spine through waves. The next time your left leg is straight and you're there in your half splits, you'll lengthen your spine, draw your left hip back, and maybe you crawl your fingertips forward, or maybe not. Maybe you feel good with them under your shoulders instead. You can flex and point your foot. Make your way back into lizard, tuck your toes and lift your back knee up. 3-legged down dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Down dog scorpion. Place your right forearm on the ground. Straighten out the left leg and square your hips. And then set the left forearm on the ground. So right away we're in this one-legged dolphin. But if it's too much, you can be in regular dolphin, which is also a difficult pose. Press your forearms into the ground so that you're lifting away from the ground. Draw your right hip back more. And then set your left foot on the ground and come into a forearm plank. Lower your hips to the ground. Instead of sphinx, we're going to do some core work here. So keep kind of a sphinx shape, but then engage your core. Lift your thighs off of the ground. So we're working the front and the back of the core, the low back and the abdominal muscles and the deep core stabilizer muscles. So your toes are untucked here. This makes the plank a lot harder. Couple more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips. Now you can come into more of a sphinx by back bending. Then we'll make our way back into regular forearm plank. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Side plank facing the right side. So your left forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. Reach your right arm up, hold. Your feet and legs are glued together. One more breath. Come back onto your forearms. Slowly come up onto your hands. Okay, are we ready for those push-ups again? Let's go for it. 10 push-ups and then no more today. Lower down and lift. I'll let you count on your own. Child's pose when you're done. If you want, you can bring your knees together, arms by your sides. Maybe grab onto your heels, forehead rests on the ground. right, make your way into table and then downward facing dog. Bring your feet together and then lift your right leg up. This is so that the leg that's on the ground is now in the center. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands on exhale. Low lunge. Set your back knee on the ground and reach your arms up. And bring your right arm down towards the ground. Mine's not touching, yours might. As your left hand goes up and over. So kind of side bending to the right. Then reach both arms up. Option to bend your back knee and grab onto your left foot with your left hand. Again, you might want to blanket under your knee here. Pulling that foot towards you. Maybe you even turn your grip around so your fingers face forward with your hands on top of your toes. Slowly release as you bring your hands to the earth. Lift the back knee and come into a supportive warrior three. So your fingertips come out in front of you on the ground. Then take your arms back behind you. So you're in an airplane warrior three. And slowly rise up into a one-legged mountain. And then bring yourself back into airplane warrior three. Let's do that 2 more times. Slow. Slow and steady wins the race. One more time. Keep your focus. We'll step back into pyramid. So left heel on the ground. Keep your arms how they are for a moment. Find your alignment with your legs. And then fold hands down to the ground. Forehead towards your shin. Spread your toes on your right foot and press down into your right big toe mound. Standing splits. Lift your left leg up. And then kick your left leg into one-legged or into a pistol squat. So left leg all the way forward, sit low. If you're not sitting on your heel, or if your heel isn't on the ground, rather, that's okay. Do what you can. Maybe you grab onto the foot. Lengthen your spine. You're going to come into boat pose. Sit down and lift your legs up and lift your arms out in front of you. Broaden the chest. Lower down halfway and take your arms overhead. Hold. Maybe you keep your head lifted off the ground. Hold. Now we're going to rock up and make our way back into down dog. You can flow through your chaturanga and up dog if you'd like. So you're going to rock on up, bend your knees, cross at your ankles. You can hop back, chaturanga, or you can skip that and go to down dog. Bring your feet together and lift your left leg up. Step your foot between your hands. Set your back knee down on the ground. Reach your arms up. Bring your left arm down by your side. Take a side bend to the left. Reach your left arm back up. Inhale. And on exhale, bend your right knee, grab onto the foot with the right hand. You could skip this if you want. Pull the right leg towards you. Maybe you turn with your palm on the top of your foot. You turn your hand around, fingers face the front of the mat. Slowly release. Bring your hands down, lift your back knee. Supported warrior three. So you kind of spring forward, fingertips on the ground. Reach the chest forward. Lengthen the left hip back away from your left rib cage. Keep your gaze down. Take your arms into airplane. Can you draw your belly in to lift yourself away from the ground a little more? And then slowly rise up to one-legged mountain. And hopefully you have better balance than I do right now. One-legged mountain. And then back into warrior three. Balance takes a lot of focus and practice. We lift it back up. Back into warrior three. One more time. Now keep your arms how they are. Step into pyramid. Long spine, left hip draws back. And then bring your hands down and fold over your left leg. Lift up halfway. Standing splits, your right leg comes all the way up. We'll kick it through into a pistol squat. Do the best you can. It's okay to fall. Maybe you grab onto your foot. Then we'll come into boat pose, Navasana. Lower down halfway, arms overhead. Just look straight up to the sky or ceiling. We're going to make our way back to down dog, however you'd like. Ready and go. Once you get there, breath in and breath out. Let's come into a seat. Take your hands wide if you want to hop through. Get bouncy. Spring forward, take your legs straight out in front of you. Reach your arms up and fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. It doesn't matter where your hands are. Now lift up halfway. Bend your left knee a little bit and bring your left forearm to the outside of your right leg. The palm and the forearm are facing up, and then with the palm facing up, just grab on to your outer right foot if you can, or wherever you can grab. Right hand can come to the outer right hip and then rotate to the right. You might keep your left knee bent or you might straighten it. So we're getting this sensation, the stretch all through the outer right side of the body. And we get this twist through the upper body. Flex your feet. Take another deep breath in and out and release. We'll switch sides. So start with a long spine. It's important when you twist the spine that it comes from length, that you're not rounding. So from that long spine, bend your right knee. Bring your right forearm over to the left side. Grab onto the foot or ankle, however you did it before. Left hand to hip. Start to turn. Your choice to keep that right knee bent, or maybe you're able to straighten it with ease. In practice, it doesn't matter what it looks like, what you can or cannot do physically. It's about finding ease in your body. Don't get caught up in the shapes. And come back to center and slowly rise on up. Good. Cross your legs. Bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Maybe your right hand goes on top of the head, and very gently you pull down. And bring your head back to center, and left ear towards left shoulder. Maybe you grab on. And head comes back to center. Bring your chin down to your chest and tilt your right ear towards the right shoulder. And bring your chin back down and over to the left. And bring your chin back down and back up. Close your eyes if they're not already closed. Soften the grip of your hands. Soften the grip of the mind. Little by little, as we sit in silence and stillness, we can begin to notice where we're holding and then where we can let go. So just let that awareness come as it comes. Just a minute or two. Okay, let's bring ourselves back, re-lengthen the spine, bring our palms together, and bow the chin to the chest in gratitude for this practice. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this 30-minute flow. If you did, let me know in the comments. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button so that we can continue practicing together. And I will see you next time.